There was a Bitcoin conference in Hanoi, in Vietnam, and I decided to go, and I have some friends living there. And on this trip, I bought a motorcycle, which I could then pass on to my friend. And I decided to have a look at nature, have a look at the culture, drive around the country. I didn't have that much time, but I bought this motorcycle you see here. I'm a big lover of fruits, so I couldn't pass this on. There's jackfruit, as you see, but there's also durian on the left, and that's my favorite fruit. I really enjoy eating durian. Some people might not like the taste, as it has a very interesting onion-like odor, but to me it's the most delicious food I can imagine, as you can see in the face that I make here.
This is what it's about.
My god, it was rainy, I remember. It rained all day when I was driving to this natural park. I thought I was gonna freeze to death in a tropical country. But the rain ended, and I had a very good time there. It was a very beautiful part of Vietnam. You can see a hammerhead worm. It's a worm hunting for other worms, and it has a very beautiful pattern on its back. Another day, another natural park. This is one of the larger natural parks in North Vietnam, but I'm afraid there's no tree left. Actually, right here I'm driving in the middle of a natural park. As you can see, they don't really care so much for protecting it. And this is how I drove around. I found this basket, tied it on the back. Very, very useful. Giant palm trees to your left. There you go. You can see these palms. Didn't see so many of these. Might be rather rare. Oh, and of course some orchids. That's an orchid you see growing in a tree. The orchids that we know and that we have in our house are, most of them are growing like that on trees. And this is some crazy microbe growing up. I don't know if it's a fungus. I don't think so. It might be a, how do you call these slime mold things? Oh, and a ginger. This is how a ginger flowers. At least this genus of gingers flowers like that. These leaves that you can see, that's a ginger. Oh yeah, this part of the forest hurt me so much. This is actually in the middle of a protected natural reserve, and there's very, very little left of that natural reserve. It was very difficult to find a few trees, and here I did find this is a gully, and it's supposed to be full of beautiful nature, but there's nothing left. Actually, this part of the trip really hurt me a lot, because I was hoping for a gorgeous swath of forest, you know, and there was nothing left. Simply, the north of Vietnam has been, all the trees have been destroyed, have been removed for, yeah, some gains, some monetary gains. Well, I can imagine, I understand the local population doesn't have so much. They're rather poor, so I don't want to blame them, not at all. But it is very, very painful for me to see that the forest has been destroyed in such a manner. I'm sorry that I can't show you some undisturbed nature. It was almost impossible to find nature that was not totally destroyed in some way.
I'm at the top. It's time to go back.
These rock formations, I was here for half a day because I couldn't stop looking at them. These rock formations were just so beautiful. And they plant maize here. This was a maize field, a heavily fertilized maize field. Yeah, these are the kind of plants that I really want to look at. I love beautiful leaves. I love, you know, the patterns that can be on these tropical leaves. As you can see, again, this is supposed to be pristine nature. At least that's why it's called a protected forest. But as you can see, there are hardly any trees left. And this is the landscape of the north of Vietnam. And it's the nature that used to be there was extremely biodiverse. Very, very beautiful mountain, semi-tropical nature, forests, and well, there you go. I'm afraid that there's very little left. This really broke my heart. I have to say, this trip to Vietnam, it has broken my heart in many ways. These mountains, if they were still covered with trees, yeah, would be so gorgeous. I've also made some friends on the way. This was quite a wealthy villager that had a beautiful house filled with all kinds of rocks and pieces of rotting wood, very beautifully displayed. And he took us to his backyard. Well, it's not really his backyard, but like the mountains behind his home. And it was one of the more beautiful parts of nature that we've seen in Vietnam. Took us quite a long time to get here. Along the way, he was so kind to show me a cave with very beautiful structures on the ceiling. I think these are calcium crystals growing as water is falling and dripping from the ceiling. This scenery was really striking, so I took some time with him to enjoy it. He found a dead piece of wood, as you can see, a few pieces of wood and some orchids. He's probably gonna grow these orchids, and I think most Vietnamese people really love orchids and they know how to handle them. Although I don't really like it, that people wantonly take orchids from nature, because they will disappear. They don't grow back that quickly if thousands of people go into nature to take whatever orchids they want. It's better to grow them in greenhouses and use seeds to propagate them.